Good morning. Welcome to Just for Today, a time of eclectic readings, sharing of perspectives, meditation, and prayer. I am Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader of the newly joined communities of Columbia and Greater Baltimore Centers for Spiritual Living. Today is March 26th. And so, what called to me this morning off of the many bookshelves I'm surrounded by, is this book, Make Your Life Worthwhile by Emmett Fox. And when I opened it up, it came directly to this reading: No grave robbing, which immediately made me curious, so I kept reading. And here is what it offers us. Don't be a grave robber. Let corpses alone. In due course, nature disposes of such remains if they are left undisturbed. Every time you dig up an old grievance or an old mistake by rehearsing it in your mind, or worse still, by telling someone else about it, you are simply ripping open a grave, and you know what you may expect to find. Live the present. Pray about pressing problems. Prepare intelligently for the future and let the past alone. This is what Jesus meant when he said, "Let the dead bury the dead." To think about the past is death. Every time you do so, you strengthen, just to the extent, your belief in the time limitation, and you make yourself older and weaker. God says, "Now is the day of salvation. Behold, I make all things new," and God knows best. Make a law for yourself today that you are not going to touch mentally any negative thing that has happened up to the present moment, and keep that law. Life is too precious for grave robbing. The past is past, liquidated. This is the great secret of handling grievances, blunders, and mistakes. Liquidate them. You do this by simply writing them off in your mind and refusing to consider them as having any present existence. There's a lot there to unpack, and yet it's pretty singularly focused, right? I love what it says here. Live the present. Pray about pressing problems. Prepare intelligently for the future, and let the past alone. I think sometimes, especially socially, we're so busy rehashing the past to blame one another that we miss the healing opportunity of the moment. It's not to say that the past hasn't created wounds that we carry forward. And I understand what Emmett Fox is saying about how we keep those wounds alive, how we prevent healing by continuing to reopen the grave. And perhaps if we address the pain of the moment, in the moment, present with the moment, rather than trying to justify it, explain it, validate it by telling the past and reigniting the past, we could actually heal. Maybe expressing in this moment, I hurt, and this is what my hurt looks like, and this is the healing that would make a difference in my life. See, none of that requires me to tell the old story. I'm being present with the wound that's left over. What I know from my journey of recovery is that resentment is death. Resentment kills me slowly, way more slowly than any substance ever has. And so I think what Emmett Fox is offering us is a reminder to step out of the resentment and maybe be brave enough to step fully into the pain of the present in a prayerful, conscious, intentional way that is focused on healing. Not how we got here, but how we heal now that we are here. So that's what's alive in me from this reading this morning. Anything that you would like to share, just add it in the chat. And if you're watching this later, you can still add things in the chat. I do, as I have time, cycle back through and look at notes in the chat and do my best to respond. So I'll pause here for just a moment. Okay, I'm not seeing anything coming through, so I'm going to go ahead and take us into our time of meditation. If you're new to Just for Today, this is a 5-minute meditation. It is timed, and it is just an opportunity to be present with what is. So I invite you, if you're new to meditation, to just let go of all of the brain noise you have about what it should be and simply allow yourself to be present with whatever is for the next 5 minutes. Just be present. Here we go. One. One power. One presence. One love. One life. One omnipotence. One omniscience. One omnipresence. One substance that is the source of all, that is creation itself. Whole, perfect, and complete, and yet very busy individualizing itself, expressing itself in individualized form to expand its experience of itself, yet never separate from itself. All life happening in a single eternal moment of now. In the infinite, there are no qualifications, there are no big and little, there is no time and space. There is simply now. There is simply creation expressing. I am that in form. And what is true of me is true of all in the physical realm. From the chair I sit in, the technology that I'm using, to everyone that avails themselves of this experience and everyone who doesn't. Every animal, vegetable, mineral, and all of the unseen energy that surrounds all of the physical expressed energy. All is this one creation, never separate from itself. And so what is true of one element must be true of every element, because in the truth of eternality, in the truth of one, elements are simply expressions of. And so I claim and affirm that creation, the expressed creation, is awakening to its magnificence, to its unity, inseparable unity with itself. That there is an awakening in this physical realm that recognizes everything and everyone as creation expressing, as love expressing, as life expressing. That there is a healing of past moments of misalignment by releasing the human narrative about those moments, by claiming and affirming the forgiveness in this human realm, and standing on the agency of love that is healing itself. That there is a healing throughout humanity, where the infinite is expressing itself so brightly, so loudly, that no contradiction can withstand the light of truth. That there is a glory expressing itself, that the alignment of this physical experience with spiritual truth is moving itself into experience. I feel it. I claim it. And knowing the activity of creation that I call law instantly acts upon every desire of creation to express and makes it so, I know that it's already complete. And so I move from this spoken word into the activity of expectancy to look for the evidence, knowing that it's there. I look for it. And so knowing it is complete, I can let go. I can let go of all my human expectations. I can let go of any shred of doubt that arises in my human thoughts. I let go. I release all of that and stand in the efficacy of truth. I let go. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is.